Okay, so to the government. What time is it? It's 1:37. So I went to work at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. That's 10 hours I slept. Or that's, no, and I was up there from 5 to maybe, I was up there at 4 at HireQuest, maybe till like 5 or 6:30. I want to say like around 6:30 actually. And I was supposed to have gotten a repeat yesterday or go out with the crew who left yesterday because I worked with, I don't remember his name, it starts with a D. I can't remember his name, shoot. D, Anthony, and me. But I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't get in any trouble. I didn't cause any problems. I helped you guys move the boilers, the semi or the miniature water heaters. I helped you guys load them off one truck into another, and you didn't let me go out with the crew today. My feet are tired. And then he was like, well, you got to catch the bus. I'm like, dude, what's going through my head is like, dude, I'm walking. I'm always walking. I'm constantly walking. That's why my ankles and legs are like this. I'm constantly walking. Why are you doing this to me? So he says, Brandon, and he calls other guys' name, and I'm like, what do I need? He said hard hat, vest, the usual. He was like, can you catch the bus? I'm like, what the fuck, dude? With this bullshit. First, you don't pay me the right amount of money. You pay me $78 to go to the landfill. $78 for the landfill? Really? How about $100? How about you pay me $100 to pick up your shit? Okay? You don't pay somebody $78 to go to a landfill on a steep hill that goes like this for almost a mile that you want someone to pick up trash. You don't pay me $78. You pay me $100. That's how that works. And so the guy's telling me I need to catch the bus to work today. And he's like, it's just down the street. I'm like, you don't just tell me it's down the street, Eddie. After you think I'm stupid after you don't let the same two workers go and you didn't put me on that ticket? I'm not about to walk like that. I'm not about to walk and keep catching a bus. Listen, Eddie, I know you're a little Southsider, but we done went to Los Angeles and threw down and kicked ass over the Bible with gang members and won. Shootouts and won. You quit playing crazy with me, fool. That's not fair. So I went to sleep for that amount of time and I'm just not getting up. That's how tired I am. That's not fair to me. So you tell me to catch the bus after your nationality, and I know you're Asian too. I could tell. After the Latin American side put me in a car wreck. So in this country, we have banned racism and prejudice. That is I don't care. You hear me, Eddie? That is exactly what you guys have done to me. Prejudice and racist. So you put me at the peak and the pinnacle of me going through my misery and pain and putting an end to it in my life. You guys do this. Oh, you're at finished, Brandon? Okay, let's go all the way back here. Okay, we've already done that since the slave trade. You guys are doing that. You get mad at people because you were from Mexico and you couldn't get in. That's why it's not about talking no more. It's like, all right, fine. Bang. It's not about gang. I'm like, you playing with my life. Bang. It's not about money. I'm like, dude, that's why I got up and I'm like, you know what? I'm going home before I start regulating people. I'm like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Let your dad know, Eddie. Let your mom know. What is wrong with y'all? Are you out of your mind? I didn't show up there so you could treat me like crap. So I had a dream when I was at Uncle Reggie's. And it keeps bugging me because you guys have me out here by my grandmother. My grandmother's like, my mom, listen, to the rest of the nationalities, black men are not supposed to sacrifice their life for black women like the other nationality men do. I've watched how white men sacrifice themselves for white women, and they go from bottom to the top. I've tried that with black woman, where the black woman is like, and I'm like, if you don't get your slow ass up and move, I'm like, fuck that shit. I don't need that. I don't need it. That's why I don't do that with y'all. This shit right here. This, my hair. Do you hear me? Why I don't get with a black woman? Because of what you do to us. And what society, you telling the rest of society what we should be and do. And then you lying on us, saying that we don't work, calling us gay and fags. It's fucked up. That dream still goes through my mind every time when I had Auntie Lisa about some type of rapture or some type of shit going down. And because of how much of a bitch made of a father my dad is, he's the one, oh, fine, no, calm down, kids. Let them inject you. He's like that movie that movie with Wolverine. The kids they already made a remake of it, but before it was with Russia, the next time it was with Japan. All right, and they had how Japan invaded the country in the other movie, Russia invaded the country. Okay, the dad is the white cop's talking to him on the intercom. The black dude is the little pussy who picks up and tells his son to surrender. That is the type of shit my dad did. He pulled us all out here in the open. I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody here to protect your grandmother. Ain't nobody here to protect your mom. She put us out in the open and got us hurt. She didn't know what we knew when we were kids. I'm like, you're getting us killed. Having us drill team stomping shit like this all over the town. Right? So in this dream, it was the rapture. In this dream, it had something with chipping people. My stupid ass dad, because I know how idiotic my dad is. I tried to get my grandmother to leave to go to Africa in this dream. But it's too late. Because I'm like, dude, you're so fucking slow, you don't listen. I told her I'm trying to get her to move, and she lollygags and dilly-daddles and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You're talking to Brandon, okay? The same family member on your side that saw me get up and leave from Medea's funeral once they put her in the ground, because she ain't there no more. I don't have time for your games. So in this dream, and I had this dream last year at my Uncle Reggie's. In this dream, they're driving. And I'm the only grandchild who's with my other two girl cousins. And I had Auntie Lisa in the passenger seat and my grandmother in the driver's seat. And this was in her old Mazda. It probably broke down and she had to get a new Nissan, which I'm trying to figure out, why did you get gray? You don't move on in none of that wisdom and knowledge unless I tell you to. That's why I'm pissed off. Who told you to do that? Nobody. So why are you disrespecting this soul? That means I'm more of an old soul than you, Brenda. You don't know nothing. So by the time you get in that car and you drove out around the corner and got on the highway to go to the airport, they had already stopped traffic. They had already started pulling people out the cars and telling them to get on the ground and started reading them some type of law. And if you didn't accept the chip, they put you in a whole nother section. And they already set up the country for major disasters and events like this at the bus stations. Line them up, put them on the train, get them at that location if they don't want to listen. For ages and years to come, this will happen. And my grandmother keeps having surgery to live long. So if you want to live longevity, you do what I tell you to. So by the time you peeled off the block and got on the highway, the government shut the highway down and put chips in people. And they already put a chip in my dad. He's like, no, kids, calm down. Because they pulled us all out of the car. You know how you lock arms, like how you say we overcome, or, women try to make a little, protest, and they lock arms. That's what my grandmother and family, the females do in my family. So we're in the car, and they pull the car over, and they say, my grandmother does some stupid shit, like, Kimbo, you know how you say Kimbo, my grandmother said, danger, danger, and they all lock arms in the car, and they start grabbing us out the car. I'm like, in my dream, I'm like, this is why I was dreaming stuff before time. You guys are not prepared. Because if Native Americans and Latin Americans ride on their bike and then my brother's guns go missing, my family doesn't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening. And that's when I had to rely on black magic. That's when I have to rely on what people call being evil. Because after you've taken my soul and you did something from the light part of my soul, you leave nothing but pitch black. And then after it's done, God restores the light in me. After I'm done destroying stuff on the planet. That's not how this works, people. I'm letting the human race knows that's not how this works. You don't get to keep being evil to God's good vessels. So they already pull my grandmother out in the car and they start chipping us. And before they pulled me out of the car, my Auntie Lisa's dead. Before they pulled me out of the car, she turned around at me and said, "I told you." And I'm like, it's so hard, Auntie Lisa. You know how bad our family is. Look at your husband. He cheated on you. I don't know if you cheated on him, but look how bad it is. They don't listen. These niggas don't listen. And Annie don't know nothing. It doesn't make any sense that April's in charge. I'm like, you're dumb as fuck. You don't listen. You think the God you talking to you think the God you know is real? No, that's the human race. People see and hear you praying from the book that they made out of their intellect. April, you're the oldest. You're the last one in our family that's that old from our immediate family like that. And what you're doing, they're basing everything off of you, and it's hurting me. And I'm looking at you. I'm like, that's not what our family's about. I didn't come to this planet for this stupid shenanigans. My dad is not the one who's he's not the one in charge of us. He's not the boss of us at all. You don't put a child molester and a child abuser in front of the family and tell them what to do. No, he had his time, and that's where it led. It led us right back to the same street where I had my heart broke. And I know there's other people in other nationalities and countries who's doing something with this system to make things go their way. That isn't our way. It doesn't fit like that. You don't loop us to come back to Syracuse. So after my Auntie Lisa says, "I told you," I wake up out of the dream and I kind of get upset because I really miss her and I need her. I never went to her funeral because I knew what happened. I knew what was going on with her. And she didn't want to fight back anymore. So she just died and went away. You're not sucking the life out of me and causing me to get cancer. You're not being disrespectful. I said there's going to be a war if you guys don't reconcile. And we've always won on this planet with this stuff. I'm telling you now, if you guys don't stop, years and years to come, it's going to lead right back to Star Wars. And my bloodline, when I put seeds on this planet, dominates and wins. Because you're not going to keep fucking up people's life and the cellular structure that they live on. They already have to be born to figure out where stuff is at. And they're already trained from the human or the bloodline that they're in. This is how things work. And we're going to keep doing it. I came into this house and I'm like, no, I have to break this. This is not how things work. I had to rebel even to get to them thinking, oh, you know how black people are, Kiara. Oh, you just bad. Oh, you just disrespectful. Oh, you think you fast. No, nigga. Our shit don't work. Whatever you were doing doesn't work. Danger, danger, lock arms, everything like that don't work. We all gonna meet up at your grandmother's. What is Granny, God? What is Granny, superhero, Shazam, Wonder Woman? No. Okay, we're gonna show up at Granny, open the book up, let's pray, and God's just gonna take us away as soon as the chaos busts through the door. They done already took my brother's guns. Exactly. You don't know what you're doing. Who's ever trying to control our family? You are not the boss. I don't care if it's Shanika, Tequila, Grana, my mom, my dad, Ronald, Lawrence, Avery, all of them. No, me. Me. I got in trouble once my grandfather passed away. I got in trouble once Auntie Lisa passed away because I knew how to stop it. But you want to know, my family is so stubborn. Sit your ass down. We're not supposed to be going out Colfax. We're not supposed to be going out to no damn restaurant on Colfax, sitting down. I'm like, that's why I'm shaking my head. I'm like, no, what are you doing? I saved up that money to start a seminar. I saved up that money to have lectures too. I'm like, sit your ass down in this classroom, in this chair, grab a pen or a notebook, or use your cell phone to take notes, nigga, because we doing this. That's why I'm upset with Rivers and Shamari. I gotta talk to y'all like that. Because if I don't, I think this nigga's gay. I saved that money up for it. You can't tell me you're not getting around me on this. The human race, you're not getting above or around me on this. Stop doing bad and quit trying to tell me what to do.